This is the calm before the storm, as the adage goes. It is so bright and so sunny that I can't even see what I'm filming because the sun is right in my eyes. But we are less than 48 hours away from what they say could be our Armageddon. So just look at this beautiful September sky. It's very warm, a nice warm breeze. The calm before the storm, indeed. The calm before the storm.
Hey there, it's Carla from Two Real Chicks. Cindy, the other real chick, is tending to her husband and family during this hurricane situation. She's also taking an indefinite leave of absence from the channel, but we did want to come on and talk to you and just let you know that we are okay. Cindy and I both are so incredibly grateful and thankful to you for your outpouring of love and concern for us during Hurricane Florence. I am going to put on my glasses because I did make some notes. I'm sorry for that, but so many of you have asked so many different questions that I just wanted to make sure that I cover everything and give you the latest information that I can. We are so incredibly lucky. I can't tell you how lucked out we are. We are indeed impacted by the storm, and we are indeed impacted by Hurricane Florence, which became Tropical Storm Florence, which is now Tropical Depression Florence. In fact, I originally planned on filming this outside, but I'm not because my area is under a direct tornado warning and flash flooding warning right now, so it's just not safe to go outside. I wanted to go outside so that you could kind of see what's going on, but it's just not safe to do that right now. We are indeed impacted by the hurricane. We did receive rain and wind and some flooding, but we dodged a major bullet, and we know that. This is a very, very strange storm. In fact, our area was originally earmarked to be directly in the path, to take a direct hit. It was originally earmarked as being in the catastrophic area with catastrophic impact, and that is the highest impact that you can have. And somehow this very strange storm just kind of looped her way around and created this little pocket, and we landed in that little pocket, and we did not get the severe devastation that is just literally minutes down the road from me. I'm right on the North Carolina-Virginia border, right on that line, and just minutes down the road, it's a totally different story, total chaos, total devastation, it's heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. Sorry. We did prepare as much as we possibly could, and we did prepare to evacuate. We were ready to evacuate at a moment's notice, and we did as much preparation as you possibly can, but there's no real way to really be totally prepared for something like this, something that's just so unpredictable.
This is the water aisle. There is no water to be found, and we're not even at the hurricane stage yet. It's still out to sea. Today is Tuesday, and here we have the water aisle. No water to be found. Water everywhere except here. I mean, even when you're stocking up for a hurricane, one has to have their priorities straight. Pumpkin spice, everything. If you got to go through a hurricane, why not go through it with some pumpkin spice, right? Yeah, why not? Getting ready for Florence, she is definitely headed our way, filling up my tank with gas, because when, not if, but when the electricity goes out, power will be lost to gas pumps and gas stations, and many who do not have backup generators will of course not be able to pump gas. So making sure that my tank is full and that I have enough to get around for what I need to do over the next several days. Just one of the many precautions taking place as Florence bears down with us right in her sights.
My real job, my day job, is as a talk show host and a news reporter. And so I spent all of my time last week at the station after I got as prepared as I could for myself and my family here. I spent all of my time at the station, days and hours on end, covering the storm. And it's been interesting from a journalist and from a talk show host perspective to cover this and to see it come in, and then to see how it has stayed. And now it is Monday, the storm hit Friday, and so I spent all of last week preparing and covering for it coming, and then all of Friday covering, and all of the weekend covering how it had hit, and now we are covering the recovery, and it's just very, very sad. At the making of this video, the death toll stands at 23 people. And 2 of those are babies. In covering the storm on my job, I have spoken with many meteorologists and many scientists and many weather chasers, and we all agree on one thing, that this is the strangest, weirdest storm that any of us have ever seen, because it was just so unpredictable. Storms normally move in and they go up the coast. This one actually fell back down, and then she would go inward, and then she would loop back around and make U-turns and come back down and then go back up. And it's just, the only thing that was predictable in this was that it was unpredictable. The path that she took is just unheard of, and scientists and meteorologists are completely baffled by this. And can you imagine if it had come in at the Category 4, Category 5 that it originally was projected at? It's just, it's mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing. As a broadcaster covering this, I've had to put aside my own fears for my own safety and for my family's safety and for my loved ones' safety. And I've had to put aside personal feelings, because I remember reporting on the very first deaths of a young mother and her baby. They were killed when a tree fell on their home. And that's something a lot of people who are not in hurricane-prone areas don't think about. You usually don't think about the trees. What happens is the ground becomes so saturated with the flooding and the rain, the constant beating of the rain. And then with the flooding, the ground becomes so saturated that the trees have nothing to hold on to down in the dirt. So they become uprooted, they topple. In this case, the first deaths were a mother and her baby. I think the mother was 30 and the baby was under a year old, and the tree toppled on their home. The dad is also very, very injured, and it's just catastrophic all the way around. And since that first death that I reported on, another baby has died. And so I've had to really put aside a lot of feelings and try to be as composed and deliver the information in the most mature and professional manner that I can. But then when the cameras go off and the microphones go off, you can't help but be human and to realize that literally minutes away from me, people are dying. Minutes away from me. The death toll continues to rise, and I suspect that it will go even higher. There's no way that it couldn't, because I hate to sound so doom and gloom, but crews can't even get into some of the most devastated and most affected areas right now. They are just stuck waiting, trying to get in because it's so flooded. So when you can't get in to rescue people, it's bound to happen. So I don't know what the eventual death toll is going to be. Far too many. I know that. Far too many. There are lots of rescue crews ready and deployed on their way to try to rescue people and help as many people, whether it's restore power or rescue them from a home. There are lots of crews deployed that are ready to do that, but they just can't get into those areas yet. They're flooded. Roads are washed out. Roads are washed away. Major interstates, including Interstate 95, shut down in a lot of areas because there is just water and damage everywhere. It's just not safe to go. So these crews can't get in yet.
Here you can see some response teams are in place. Very thankful for our responders, folks who are ready to help those in need. Just a few of the things we're seeing right now. So here we have a convoy of various tree service trucks. Hi, be safe. These are all tree service trucks and various utility trucks of folks getting in ready and getting in service to do what they need to do. How you guys doing? You doing okay?
Yeah.
Be safe out there, okay?
Good.
All right, take care. We appreciate you.
The range of this storm and the reach of this storm is amazing. It's incredible. It's all up and down the East Coast. A friend of mine in Canada even said that they got rain from it, from some of the outer bands. So can you imagine, you've got all the way from Florida to Canada feeling the outer bands of Hurricane Florence. It's just, it's mind-blowing. And that's just after this weekend. It will continue to go on through this week without question. I just am so grateful that it lowered its strength as much as it did, because even at the lower strength, it's catastrophic. A lot of help is going to be needed over the coming weeks and coming months. It could take years. Where I am, we are extremely lucky. We have power, we have running water, We are able to get supplies. We are able to get help. Same with Cindy in her respective area with her family and her home as well. We are okay. I started to say in this video that we are safe. I instead will say that we are okay because we don't know what this upcoming week is going to bring. We don't know with the flash flooding. We don't know with the tornadoes. We don't know with the continued rain. We just don't know. But we are okay. And we thank you so much for your love and concern and all of the messages that you've been sending asking how are we doing. That was the point of making this video. Clearly I am not glammed out at all. This is not a time to be worrying about hair and fashion and that kind of thing. So I just quickly threw on some makeup so that I could come on and tell you how much we love and appreciate all of the concern that you have expressed toward us. We are okay. And we will make it through this, and we just ask for you to pray for all of the brothers and sisters around us, to pray for the children, to pray for the moms and dads, the elderly, the sick, those who really need help, those who are still waiting to be rescued, those who are suffering, those who are hurting, those who are lonely. Pray for everyone. There is not anyone in this, in any of the states impacted, that has gone unscathed, myself included, Cindy included. But again, we are extremely lucky. So we are asking you to pray for those who are hurting and those who need help right now. There will be so much to do to rebuild and to recover from this. Emotional recovery, I don't know, will ever be fully possible for those who were hit the hardest, but there will be financial recovery and physical recovery, and you can be a part of that. I encourage you to shop online with businesses that are located in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Georgia, especially those locally owned mom and pop businesses like our friend Hunter Brooks in Charleston, South Carolina. She's been impacted by this. So many businesses have been forced to literally board up their windows and doors. They're closed, so they're not making any money. These are locally owned businesses that rely on that business both online and locally to feed their families. So one thing that you can do is shop online with businesses in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Georgia. That's one thing that you can do. Another thing that you can do if you want to help in the recovery efforts is donate money. And our preferred charities with Two Real Chicks are Operation Blessing, Samaritan's Purse, and we also are big supporters of the Salvation Army. I will link them down below in case you are interested in donating. Even just $1 makes a difference because there's going to be so much needed in the recovery efforts for this. And also, if you have another charity that you prefer, go ahead and donate to that one. Do your research and find yourself a charity that most aligns with your values and your principles. Please pray for everyone affected, and also please pray for the responders. Everyone from the linemen to the guys in the bucket trucks to the electricians to the doctors, nurses, all hospital staff, police officers, dispatchers, firemen, EMTs, all rescue workers, anyone, first responders. That I'm sorry if I'm leaving anyone out, but if you are a responder or you work in law enforcement or you work in safety, especially those who are having to go for rescue and recovery, God bless you. We're praying for you. So please pray for them and their safety as well. We thank you so much for loving us enough to reach out, try to find out how we're doing. We're doing okay. We're going to be okay. So we'll bring you, I owe so many videos to so many people, and we will bring you those videos as soon as we possibly can. I owe tag videos to Penn Smith Skincare. I also owe them to Metamorphosis Rocks, and I owe them to Cheryl from Free Range Diva. I promise you that I will get to them as soon as I can. I haven't forgotten you. And most of all, I haven't forgotten you watching and how much we appreciate you. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional now, so I think it's time to wrap this video up. We thank you so much for all that you do for us and all the love that you've been showing, and we will see you next time. God bless you. Please pray. We love you.